Good morning, good afternoon, good day. Welcome to SKTV Live, SKTV LIB. Let us know where you're following us from. Just give me a second, I'll be right with you. 1 second.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touching for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents from there. So welcome my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Clay Palace, who make on you, I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
SKTV, the past and Liberia.
Okay, as you join us, just let us know where you're following us from. It promises to be very, 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 very interesting. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let's share the show, folks. I already see people already rolling through. That's what's up. George Yond from North Carolina. Lucretia from, where is that? Canapolis. Lucretia from Canapolis. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. I'll be getting right back with you, folks. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Let me see. Steven is following us from Dakar, Senegal. Steven A. Bath. Yo. Yvonne is following us from Northern North Carolina. Sandra is following us from Canada. Sandra Anderson. I'm not sure. Someone's laughing. I'm not sure what they're laughing at. But we're not calling him. So the fact that you can follow instructions speaks volume. So we are not going to worry you. We're not going to be worried with you, dear. Let's share the show here. Round off. I need to share the show here. You're not sharing the show. Let me see. Melbourne Monk and the rest of the team will be joining us momentarily here. But in the meantime, let's share the show. Asata, also watching us from Maryland. Plenty thing to talk. I just laugh. I just laugh. Pepe Fumu. Kusuka is watching us from Maryland. Yvette Sifos. Yvette, what's up? I don't know if I ever met you in person, but what's up? Yvette Sifos, what's up? What's your story? What's your story, Yvette? Today I own you. What's your story, Yvette Sifos? Yvette Sifos, what's your story? What's going on? And how is Georgia? Let me pick on somebody else. Let me bring the young man on. I got a young man in the back here.
Some of you, maybe if you don't know, Xavier already gone. You finish moving.
My young man, you're not supporting my team. Don't put your money in our business. You are not a Barcelona fan. Don't put your mouth in our business. How you can get in political problem?
Steve, something is happening, but
you're not supporting Barcelona. Why are you putting your money in Barcelona business?
See, we've got to talk about Barcelona, but I want to make the entire or maybe network to be doing what you're doing.
Don't put your money in our business.
Oh,
where is Xavi going? Xavi here that is.
Oh, see, no, man, I'm very tired. Look. So all of you, the Barcelona fans, supporters, followers, you have to tell us exactly what happened. You know, how come one of your most celebrated players, you know, just leaving a club like that?
So you don't understand football?
Yeah, me, I don't understand for now.
Exactly. You don't play football?
Yeah, man, I play football. Even, let me tell you.
Where?
You see now, I play football even at the level of goalkeeping.
Tell me.
Well, thank you. Look,
somebody who bought before. What are you talking about, dude?
Be that story, man.
Can you represent more? So there's no way they can easily, you know, allow your in fact the most talked about, you know, or in fact star of your who play sacrifice all of the time, sacrifice to bring glory to you, and you are happy. In fact, you are celebrating.
Which player they been talking about in the first place?
That Barcelona and putting him on.
He said, who left the club?
That Xavi.
Yeah.
The coach.
But Xavi said, look, get a result. If we can get a result, that's it. That's the business. It's not only about the game aspect, it's about the business aspect. You look at his wages. Look, in the Western world, brother, the people pay for a result. It's not about you being a legend. They got bunch of legends. Even Como that Xavi replaced, or Roland Como, the Dutchman that was coaching Barcelona. He's a legend at Barcelona. He was one of those that won the first European Championship in the early 90s as well. But when he couldn't bring the result after giving him money, the Barcelona bull and Laporte got him fired. That's just how it works. I pay you the money. You want the player. I give you the money to buy the player. If you cannot give me the result that I want, you are shown the door. That's how it works.
My man, don't even waste your time. Nana, bro, where you keep incompetent.
Hey, not bro, legacy. You getting me result. Be keeping you there.
Yeah, we're not on that thing. So, look, let me tell you something. In fact, it's a good thing sometimes to have a newer coach to change the tactics and the dynamic and the feelings in the team.
Yeah.
And so, in as much that I did not like, I mean personally, I didn't like Coleman. I didn't like his coaching style. I thought he was very slow. His style of playing was not very attractive because he come from the defensive side of things.
Yeah, he come from the defensive side.
Yeah, so I didn't really like he made Barcelona to appear very
ordinary. That you couldn't identify the team, that the kind of a style he brought.
Exactly. And so that Xavi came in with some form of attraction, but it required result and time. Yeah. And so in that time, that time when and Xavi said knows the demand of the club. He knows the demand. The demand is too immense.
Xavi came from the doctrine of the great Johan Cruyff, the man who brought the academy to Barcelona. He was the one that invented what we call today the tiki-taka system, where you got to play beautiful game to entertain at the same time give you result. It was under his reign that Guardiola and the Xavi they all came about. People don't forget that. Or Guardiola and Xavi played together on the Cruyff system, the Cruyff mentality. So when Barcelona got rid of Frank Rijkaard and brought in Guardiola, he adopted that philosophy of playing attractive and extravagant football, the tiki-taka, the movement of the ball.
Yeah, but I think getting rid of Frank Rijkaard, I think for me personally I don't think it was necessary.
No, it was.
No, it wasn't necessary, my man. Frank Rijkaard gave life and to some extent boosted Barcelona's, chances and put on the stage with Frank Rijkaard, who brought Ronaldinho, Frank Rijkaard who groomed Messi, Frank Rijkaard who brought the Deco, Frank Rijkaard who brought the all the players that we see, even Deco today being sporting director of Barcelona, it was Frank Rijkaard who bought him at that time, brought Samuel Eto'o up, and all the different guys. So Frank Rijkaard had a huge dynamic. He's a Dutch guy. He had a very huge dynamic that threw big spotlight on Barcelona and sparked the team up. So most of Frank Rijkaard's project, and we'll be talking about speaking up from people's project, because I see people running around here today with Mo Ali there and celebrating Mo Ali and saying Mo Ali did this, Mo Ali did that. We said the same thing with CDC. When the government took over, the Unity Party government has secured that airport. CDC were passing around bluffing like I didn't want it. The truth about it, they didn't want to give credit to the Unity Party, but the work was done by the Unity Party government. People say the same thing today. The work was done by the CDC-led government for that water or whatever it is. So there is no way Mo Ali could have come in there in three or 4 months or 2 months, I would say, because before 1 or 2 months he was not appointed. People got to sing song behind Jose Barca for the appointing. There is no way he could have come in there, especially with the allegation of he passing the right and giving, he's not following the rules and laws of the country to be able to get contracts out to say he the one. No. Let's give credit to what credit is due. So we'll get into all of that because he is part of one of the questionable characters. And all that thing you're passing around with as a distraction, we're not stupid because we don't follow the regular thing. But, Monk, again, I thought it was unfair to what he means, to be quite honest.
For me, I see it from a different perspective, and Barcelona made a good decision to get rid of Rijkaard. Rijkaard was the one that brought in a new era after Barcelona struggled for 4 seasons in a row, from 2000 to 2004, until Barcelona bought Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho was the one that ushered in the new era of Barcelona, made them competitive again in 2003 when he came from PSG. And it was the same Frank Rijkaard that brought the likes of Samuel Eto'o and all the big names. But at a certain point in time, he couldn't handle the dressing room between 2000 and 2007 and 2008 when the Thierry and the Samuel Eto'o were there. So
I agree with you.
Say, yeah, you brought us some pride. We were able to win some trophy, but at this stage, you got so many big names on the team that you cannot handle. And
Yes.
2 times in a row, Madrid took the championship ahead of them, which were in 2007, 2008. That was make Laporte was forced to go and get Guardiola from the B Academy. So when Guardiola came, Guardiola looked at Ronaldinho. He looked at the leg of Samuel Eto'o, the leg of Thierry Henry, and all those big names. He was like, I have to take a calculated risk and let these guys to go, because if I won't do it, the lack of Messi will follow, because Messi looked up to Ronaldinho, and they saw Messi as the next big thing. So they believe that if you leave Messi or Ronaldinho, he might let them start their party life, their outside of football, their entertainment lifestyle. So Guardiola had no choice but to let all the big names to go, even though it was a very tough thing, because if you look at the leg of Deco and Ronaldinho, and you look at the likes of Thierry Henry and Samuel Eto'o, to just let them go, it's not a small decision, but he had to do it. But it was a calculated risk that paid off big time. And when the Messi generation came in with the Pedro Rodriguez, the Sergio Busquets, guess what? They were considered to be the most entertaining football club in world football history. So
I agree with you, but truly speaking, I'll have to agree with you. But truly speaking, at that point, Ronaldinho was declining. Because Ronaldinho was used to so much party, and chilling and too much fun, to the point that he was declining. His physical fitness, he wasn't at that prime. Even though the skills were there, but then you needed the training. One of my things with Pep Guardiola was he basically got rid of all of the Africans.
Well, now the conspiracy, which was not fair characterization, because he still buying more African players. No.
He got rid of all of the Africans. For example, he got rid of Samuel Eto'o at the time. Samuel Eto'o was still a very good player, and he was physically fit. He got rid of Yaya. Okay, why did he get rid of Yaya Toure? Why?
Guardiola got rid of Yaya Toure because Guardiola came with a system that says he wanted someone who had more movement. Yaya Toure was playing in the defense on Guardiola before they put him in the midfield. When Guardiola came in, Guardiola said he wanted someone who had more of a potential in moving the ball in the middle. Yaya Toure was more of an attacking player. That's why he thrived at Man City as compared to Barcelona. Don't forget, Yaya Toure is 6'3". He's very tall with a big body. He cannot do backs to backs, covering up like the way you get it, Casemiro, and the way
No.
you get
Let me disagree with you. Vehemently.
That's how you brought in Busquets.
No, let me disagree with you vehemently. The reason he brought in Busquets was because Busquets is a countryman. He wanted to give Busquets more playing time, even though Busquets was not mature, even though Busquets was not experienced. He wanted to make sure he bring in Busquets and get rid of an African player so that Busquets could also have the limelight on the national team and all of that. So he wanted to have his Spanish boys together at a time, which again it pay off. So
it paid off big time. So
you say his judgment, but let's be very honest. There was no need to get rid of Yaya Toure at the time or Samuel Eto'o at the time. No, there was no need. There was absolutely no need. But because, and when he came to Man City, what did he do again? He got rid of Yaya Toure again.
Because it was the same system, and guess what happened? He won a trophy with a Champions League. But if Pep doesn't let black player, how can he get Ndoku on his team? How can he get the?
But he doesn't even start Ndoku. Ndoku comes on the bench. Ndoku doesn't even have playing time.
But he's not getting playing time.
Lead that story back.
So why he have Fernandinho? That was the rock of it. Why you have Vincent Kompany? Aren't they all black players?
No, Vincent Kompany not black player. Vincent Kompany not African. Vincent Kompany from
that Congolese. Not because they get.
Lead that story, man. The men were born in Europe.
How about Ndoku? How about Fernandinho?
The men are European. Fernandinho from Brazil. Lead that story, brother.
Oh, Brazilian black people, not black people, right?
Mama, lead that story. Lead that thing. Yeah.
So how can you brought Seydou Keita? Right?
He saw Seydou Keita. In fact, you know why he left Seydou Keita there? You know why he left Seydou Keita there? To not expose himself 100%. Even when he left Seydou Keita there, he kept Seydou Keita on the bench.
Seydou Keita was a bench player. So about Rico Lewis too. So all the black kids are Guardiola to just be like hit.
Rico Lewis also. Rico Lewis Osigi. He's a player.
I believe that Guardiola gave younger players.
Guardiola let black players. Let's get a quality man. Guardiola is a racist. He doesn't let black players. be honest.
I don't buy into that.
He not let black players.
Of the 11 starting players that Guardiola has at the moment, I think 5 of them are black. So I don't know.
Need offer them. Need offer the black players that he got on Man City team.
Oh, how they call him say the right back, how they call him say the fast guy that came from Tottenham.
The better English man, what are you talking about?
Man, even though his mother is white.
Well, leave that story about man.
That black man do. And Jeremy Njugu is black.
My man, Jeremy Njugu is a bench player. Jeremy Njugu is a bench player. Jeremy Njugu is not starter. If Jeremy Njugu or any other team, he will start before. Let's be very honest. He will start before even the Holland, because Holland is not in form. He's not in shape. 2 seasons ago he was. He's not. Holland is sluggish, slow. He's a big boy. Apparently he eat 3-4 boxes of pizza a day. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, Pep Guardiola does not like black players. That's simple, man. Let's be honest. By the way, let's get to the politics. But man, in other news, there are a lot of things going on around the world. We asked Monk, we asked Milborn here what's going on in Liberia before we get into. We'll continue our conversation from yesterday. Monk, a lot of things going on around the world. Next week, the final verdict for Donald Trump. It will be turned over to the jury to see how the decision that they make.
Hold on, go to Melbourne Fred. Let me see one minute here. Go to Melbourne Fred.
No. Melbourne will come back. Melbourne is not there yet. Melbourne
let me get something done here before I can come.
Yeah, so my people, next week, Donald Trump, his fate will be decided by the jury in the case. Remember, Donald Trump is also in court right now. You know, Donald Trump is in court right now for paying prostitute. Yes. Yep. You heard it right. For paying prostitute. That's not a lot of what he did. He used Michael Cohen, which was his fixer. Michael Cohen was a major boy at the time. So Donald Trump, let me put it in for my crowd boy who listening. Donald Trump paid Dipper. Dipper been in court for Yep. So we'll see what the verdict comes out to. In Iran, I've been following up with the investigation. Yesterday they came out and said there was nothing, there was nothing absolutely wrong. The pilot did not act in any way, shape, or form, and they don't see any kind of crime, They don't see any kind of crime. They don't see any kind of foul play. There's also been the talk and the dangled or the conversation of the war in Ukraine being, they're coming closer. They come and stop it. So we don't know how true is it, but we'll see what's going on. In the United States, they're gearing up for the elections. They are. So, a lot of things going on around the world. In Liberia, in other news, Joseph Boakai in call for cabinet meeting. We suffer but you. My president, Joseph Boakai, who is supposed to call for cabinet minister retreat. The top bunch of fun in there. Some of the things we're talking here, we'll bring someone into here. They went there yesterday, the top bunch of foolishness. One name, Mamaka Belete. Say they coming off order 230 machine or whatever it is. And look, you'll suffer and you'll break on yourself. But we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it yeah, in detail. They posted a bringing machine. And we had it 2 years ago. They were bringing. Remember when the rape situation came out in the country that time? They said they were bringing DNA machine to make it rape. So they said they're bringing machine. But yeah, Mark, what say you about the international news, my man? Globally, a lot of things going on, my man.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. For me, I don't pay attention to that whole New York story. I know Joe Biden will be flogged massively in 2024. That no case or election interference going to stop Donald Trump. Yesterday, they called for a protest in the Bronx because the black community in the heart of the Democratic stronghold in New York, in the Bronx, Donald Trump had one of the biggest rallies. You would never see those news on TV anyway. People protesting. 7 out of every 10 Americans believe that these lawfare or cases against Trump, they are considered illegal. So it's just making Trump even more popular. In a blue state like New Jersey, 100,000 people show up for the first time in the history of New Jersey politics. So I don't pay attention to Donald Trump's story in America. I passed that level now, you know. I just follow maybe the news in Iran and other places, but
my man.
All the black rappers.
When it comes to Trump, I don't know what kind of news you're listening to.
Yesterday, they went crazy.
I don't know what kind of noise. I don't know what kind of what you'll be listening to. There is no way in the same Bronx where Donald Trump called a place there in New York where he said black people could not qualify to rent in his own place.
That's a lie.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
That's a lie. You've quoted an article from 1974.
Come on, man.
Let me give you an example. I want you to show the picture to your audience. Donald Trump was honored alongside Rosa Parks in the black community because
nobody in the black community honored Donald Trump.
Yeah, you were honored with Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali for dedicated services. Let me give it to you. Put it on the screen.
Donald Trump, who advocated in the scene New York for the five black men.
You are anti-Trump, so your views are.
No, I'm not anti-Trump. How can I be anti? I got no interest. I want to point out the
interest.
Interest in who now?
1988.
So the five guys that went to prison, the guys that went to prison.
You got your opinion on people that committed a crime and we saw the whole Donald Trump.
Okay, they just free them.
You know how
they just free them. They just free them.
Do you have any idea of how many times police wrongly accused people in this country? People that
who advocated, who are pushing for it?
Donald Trump to advocate for people going to jail.
My man, lead that story, man.
You always come with the twisted news and
my man, lead that story. We twisted news, my man.
But that's why it always is.
My man, the Central Park 5. Donald Trump was in the midst, in the middle.
Donald Trump are racist, but all the black boys, Donald Trump in New York, like Donald Trump Tower, or that party ground every weekend. Donald Trump is racist, but Donald Trump was the one that was honored by the black community for 30 years of service. Show
Where?
on the screen.
Where?
1988, the early IOS award.
Lead that story, man.
No, put it on the screen for your audience to see. I tell you the impact. Put it on the screen. I keep coming with this fake news here. Nobody ever Trump. You can beat
Donald Trump. Let me get the statistics. Donald Trump in the past with Joe Biden. In the past 86% of the black people in New York, especially the area that he went, all voted. 86% all voted Democrat and they voted for Joe Biden. What are you talking about? So automatically you'll just change because Donald Trump went.
They're not going to change, but they've seen the result. That's why the immigrant
result.
That's why the Latino and the black community.
You know where the Latino and the black community was.
I said to you, pull it on your screen.
No where the Latino. I listened to Donald Trump yesterday, my man. I listened to the rally yesterday.
Donald Trump is the only Republican president to receive the highest amount of black vote in the history of America. Do you know that?
No, that's true. Also, I got a mobile. I guess look on news.
No, you will not put that on the screen, but I'll put your impact. You will never put it there.
Lead that story. For bunch of business corporation to sit against.
Nobody is the most racist president. Let me give you a history. When you want to talk about racism in America, that's why I can look at confused Negro that call it the Democrat America. Joe Biden was the one that worked with segregationists in the 70s when he came to school. You know that? Joe Biden was the one that pushed for the three-strike law that decimated the black community in America when he was the chairman of the Judiciary Committee in the Senate. He was the one that pushed for the three-strike law. Do you know that? With video evidence, even on YouTube today. You know that?
No.
You don't accept that. So Joe Biden is more racist than Donald Trump because he only released it on record.
But Joe Biden served as a black president for 8 years.
Joe Biden, if you want to talk about
Joe Biden served as a black president for 8 years. Donald Trump was passing around with conspiracy. Even said Barack Obama was not born in America.
Because the Hillary Clinton campaign started it. They were the Adalatu.
You confused Donald Trump, man.
Donald Trump
who paid for prostitute in jail right now. Donald Trump paid for prostitute in court.
But Bill Clinton was a rapist.
Donald Trump paid to sleep with
Bill Clinton was more of a rapist than Trump.
Bill Clinton not in race. Now I make it Bill Clinton left the office.
Now make it
Bill Clinton left office. You're not in jail.
You want to bring something that Donald Trump did from 2006, the private level. You want
to bring there. No, Melbourne. Donald Trump paid for depot. I say that why we are on the radio.
Donald Trump don't pay for depot when you are rich and powerful. You don't look for women. Women look for you. Melbourne, yeah, the funny thing.
When she does it, I say what Donald Trump laying. Mama, you don't see the position Donald Trump laying in
Melbourne, the thing is very simple. In America, when you're a rich, powerful, influential man, you don't look for women. Women show themselves at you. It's not like Donald Trump don't look for politics. That's a lie. They're using it for political purposes because nobody can beat Trump. I keep telling you, in a hypothetical.
They beat Trump in 2020, so nobody can beat Trump.
Invalid that it will not happen again. Because your result don't even make sense. You look at how men are even beat a socialist in your own party. You wonder that Joe Biden got 81 million votes in America. I should be the stupidest human being on the planet. Okay, Donald Trump will win, no problem. Donald Trump will win.
No. So let me, Steve, let me be frank. Silent concur with President Monk, because mind you though, when you are popular,
so you can more because Donald Trump will process you. Hey, you won't be digging on the check. Now the thing where you promote it.
I get a joke downtown and you see all the politics downtown. We're intelligent. Don't mind.
Good. So Donald Trump, all of the things that have been happening, all of your allegations and so forth, all of the holding and pulling with him. Let me be frank, Steve. Even maybe that was before, you cannot come up with a kind of or maybe allegation at this time, because I can say recall once upon a time, all the allegations, come out against Donald Trump, and the man won the elections. But after 4 years, people say the man was not the right leader and so on.
In the country,
people voted against him.
We got the first president in American history.
Yes, you were voted out. You were voted out number one. Wait now. You were voted out for a couple of reasons. Wait now, my man. Go to the local politics now.
America is the best whole country right now.
Donald Trump was voted out because of a couple of reasons. First of all, he throw temper tantrum. He's a drama king. Second of all, he pays to sleep with prostitutes, and we didn't want that in the warehouse. Third of all, he's a confusionist and a confused man who he himself is corrupt. And so, guess what? You couldn't keep such a look. Let me tell you something. If
they come, Donald Trump committed when it comes to corruption. Wait
now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me take it one by one. Yeah. So, men like that, men like Donald Trump, could never, ever represent America. That's why the American people were even fed up with him. They had to go for Joe Biden. They were fed up. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump is a dangerous man. Let me say this. Politically, he's a very dangerous man. This guy is creating his own mind, the rule of law in this country. He's creating distrust in the system in this country. Imagine the man Attorney General Bill Barr rejected his claim. He openly comes on air and tells the world that the election was rigged and he won the election. He went against his vice president because he told the vice president to not certify the election, and that the vice president's duty to go and certify the election, undermining the rule of law in this country. Look, let me say this. Let me say this to anybody. The greatest thing anybody can ever do and love a country is not to undermine the rule of law. That is the most greatest thing you can do. If you really love your country, you don't undermine the rule of law. You don't do that. You do not do that. You don't sow confusion and division. You don't do that. You don't do that. And so when you have somebody like Donald Trump, who is behaving like a rebel and creating the Proud Boys, the racist groups in the country, and he look, this is problem, bro. But we'll see.
You want me to respond?
Most definitely respond.
We got two political parties in this country: conservatism and liberalism. One party controls 95% of the print and electronic media in all of America. They can brainwash people who choose to be ignorant on a massive scale. They want to tell you that Donald Trump rejected the election result when all statistics prove what Donald Trump was saying. There was never a time in the history of America who had something called mail-in ballot. When they couldn't get rid of Trump, they used the COVID as an excuse to change election laws, weeks before the election, that anybody can get mail-in a ballot. That is why the result was totally opposite of the history and the data. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton with only 64 million votes to win the presidency in 2016. In 2020, additional 11 million American voted for Trump. 74 million, but he telling you, say Donald Trump defy election result. Let me tell you something. You can challenge election result and take it to the Supreme Court. We saw it between George Bush and Al Gore. Matter of fact, when John Kerry, when George Bush flogged John Kerry in 2004, this same liberal, they stopped the electoral vote from being counted on the floor. The Maxine Waters, the Stephanie Top, they stopped the same Capitol building in rejection and considered George Bush 43 to be an illegitimate president. But you know what? Many of Steve and they just made themselves susceptible for brainwashing and when it comes to media politics. Because when we come to rejecting election, Democrats are worse than Republicans. But you know with Donald Trump, everything is exacerbated. Everything is an insurrection. Let me get you. You are talking a lady to me. Let me change, bro. Let me get my last point. There was a protest in Minneapolis when they killed George Floyd. In a Democratic state with a Democratic governor or Democratic police mayor or Democratic or city mayor, a protest happening all the way in Minneapolis. But you know what they did in Washington, D.C.? They circled the White House and forced the president of the United States on the ground in a bunker. That's what the liberal terrorists can do in this country, but they flip the opposite and make it look like Donald Trump creating confusion. They got two domestic terrorists with the club, Black Lives Matter and Antifa, that bring down college campuses. They will protest, they will loot people's stores. But you know what they will put on TV? Proud Boss. That's why they keep brainwashing people here. And some of us just cannot fall for that nonsense. Donald Trump never violated no laws in America. They are the one that have been doing the opposite, but the Trump that is doing it. The rules for the American electoral system says the vice president is the one that counts the ballot for the electoral college vote. If the Supreme Court does not interfere in the election to be the one to set up the score, you should send it back to the state. It was never Mark Penne's job to let lawmakers in Washington to vote and determine who becomes president. The job was, if the Supreme Court is not into the election, you send it back to the state. And when the state go to vote, every state represents one vote. Melbourne, do you know why they voted in Washington and defied on competition? Because of the 50 states in America, 36 states are controlled by Republicans. I'm talking about on the state level. So they figure out that when we send the election back to the state, Donald Trump will still remain president. So guess what? The very people in Washington were the one that defied their constitution. What made the people to protest? But they lied to you saying that, oh, Donald Trump is the one that put our democracy at trail. Like I keep saying that, man. America is a matter of choice. We live in an information age. You can choose to be brainwashed. It's your choice. But the reality are there. People who see these things, they can decipher. They're able to tell you exactly what is right. You liberals are the one that keep pushing the country on the cliff because of your radical idea. You hate one guy for no reason. You keep bringing. Can you imagine Melbourne in this country? We voted in this country without a single Russian voting. But for 4 years, people lied to America that Russians were the one that made Donald Trump president. Can you imagine that kind of a lie? Can you imagine that?
So let me make this point quick, and then maybe we can get to the
let's go to politics.
So the only thing I want to say is, first thing is, mail-in ballots in this country is legal. It's been happening for the longest, so it's not strange. That's one. So for month to assert that all of a sudden the COVID, so they brought in mail-in ballot, that one, and I agree on that one. The second thing I want to also clarify is this: Donald Trump is caught on tape. Donald Trump is caught on tape. Not only that, he said Rudy Giuliani. The trouble that Rudy Giuliani in today, they're not Rudy Giuliani in trouble. Even in our state in Arizona here, they called the mayors, they called the Secretary of State, and all of them. That Donald Trump wrote to be doing that. That is not his
why you can find him guilty of that crime? You see, I got it.
And they indicted him. They come and go through the case. They indicted him.
You always get confused. The indictment was because the alternative elector, and not because Mali.
No.
You see, you left your own state. You don't even know what happened in your own state. It was because the rejection of the electoral vote. That's why they have alternative elector. That's why they're saying, "Oh, we're going to indict it." They're not indicted because they say they want to find illegal vote. This is the lies people be carrying.
My man, Donald Trump.
And don't lie to your audience.
I can say this to you. Trump, all the crimes that are levied on Donald Trump, Donald Trump fully participated in all of it. Donald Trump fully.
Back in the White House.
Let him march there, we'll see. Let him march there. That was not any problem. The man who they even asking, can you imagine? Will you accept the result? He can't even answer the fitting
Why
question.
you should accept the result when we haven't gone to election yet? Why you want
also when you can in favor then that when you should accept it. So you see, Mama, let's go to Labro, man. Let's go to Labro. Mama, you want to update on Labro? Then go on Labro before we get into the conversation for today. Please.
So so indeed, thank you, Steve, and other President Morgan followers. Indeed, 17 minutes, claim out the 7. That's the time check right here in Liberia. And let me say thank to two of you for discussing another country politics, especially with the presidential candidates and the former president and the current president. So so many things happening in Liberia, especially with our citizens coming from the Bujumbura camp. They have finally landed now in Liberia. So as I land, there are thousands of Liberians who arrived in country coming from from Ghana. Now safely now to call them the returnee. So they are back home, and hopefully by the grace of God, they're all going to be here with us. Mind you, they left due to the war, and the war started in August 2023. Also, yes, 2003. That's the war. 2003. That's the time where the war started, and so many of our Liberians, brothers and sisters that left the country, that flee out because of the war, they are now returning home, and among them, coming from Ghana, almost 1,000 of them already in country, according to the information that we are getting. So apart from that, with the ARWSC yesterday, their dedication of the latest work that has been done for the supply of water in Central Monrovia and 8 environs. Indeed, this news broke out, and there were a lot of appreciations, a lot of happiness in the faces of Liberians who are residing in these communities or in the city, who are also benefiting from the Liberian water and swamp water supply. So these are things that are happening. Steve, Regina Monk, so far so good. Apart from the motorcyclist regulations or restrictions, and they agreeing to that, and they are also going out buying a helmet, making sure that they also get all of the things that the government require them to get. So indeed, they are happy and they are moving. They are all happy and they are buying all of that stuff, making sure that they want to be law-abiding citizens. So indeed, so far so good. These are happening in Liberia, apart from the returning or the Liberians who return from Ghana.
So Liberians who return from Ghana, folks, we are hearing too that there's a lot of Liberians who return from Ghana, which is a good thing. We hope and pray that the government will be able to help them, because resettlement in itself or repatriation is very costly. It's not a joking matter. And those Liberians, you know, man, when you stay out of the country for a while, when you stay out of the country for a while and you come back, it's totally different. The lifestyle, the things you're used to might not be what you will have at your disposal. Countries like Ghana, Ivory Coast, and other places, you know, they have stable electricity, they have stable running water. You know, the living condition, it's much conducive and better. So we hope and pray those who came from out of exile, came back home, that they will have a smooth transition. But again, it would require resources and time. Monk, what say you?
Man, there are so many news happening. Heard about the president retreat with his cabinet, asking them how they should go about it. Like Joseph Baga don't even know what his own cabinet wants. I don't know what the Labrimpo, because up to now, when you're going to reconvene your cabinet member to tell them exactly what to do, it just means that you never came up with a vision or clear path for people to follow, because the president is the one that sets the tone, and the cabinet are just able-bodied lieutenants. So if you cannot get or sense as to what your cabinet ought to do, then it simply means that you yourself don't know what you are doing. That's just why they so it's a waste of time. I didn't even follow that story anyways. And I saw people returning home, which is a good thing after years. One thing in Ghana, people fail to realize was those lands they were leased and it been a back and forth for almost 30 plus years. Now they've been there for the longest. Some people been over there since the 90s. So think about that. It's been more than 30 plus years. They have assimilated to the Ghanaian society and they choose to live over there rather than returning home. Maybe they might go home sometime in the future, but now they believe that Ghana is their next or their new home. So we're watching and